Welcome to another episode of Mystery M Movie Recap. Today we're going to talk about a sci-fi thriller called Limitless. Eddie Mora is a desperate writer who struggles with his job and his private life also. His life becomes more and more miserable every day and Eddie has no future. His girlfriend left him and he struggled with his book. For months he wrote just a couple of words. After stumbling on his ex-brother-in-law who gave him an experimental and totally untested drug called NZT-48, Eddie taps into a whole new dimension after his brain goes 100% online. He was able to use his brain to its full capacity. His senses became sharper, he was 100 times smarter and clever and he started to reach an unbelievable level of clarity. Eddie wrote a book in just 4 days. But there was one problem. After the drug effect stopped, Eddie went back to his miserable life. He has to get more of it and he goes to Vernon, his ex-brother-in-law. When Eddie arrived at Vernon's apartment, Vernon said that if he wants more he has to do some things for him and told Eddie to go to buy some food. When Eddie came back he found Vernon sitting on the couch with a bullet in his head. Eddie started to panic and desperately tried to find NZT in his apartment because he knew that Vernon had it. After finding it, Eddie starts the journey that will change his life in so many ways. His skills improved in all areas. He became better with women's. He learned to play a piano in 3 days. Math became very useful for him. He learned different languages very fast. He knew everything about everything. Eddie has an idea that will make him a lot of money. Of course, that's the moment that problems always start. Eddie wanted to become a successful trader, but he needed money to invest, so he borrowed from a very suspicious guy because banks wouldn't lend money to a guy like him. Eddie doubled his daily dose of NZT to get results faster. His remarkable results lead him to a meeting with a finance tycoon who tested him to be sure that all stories about Eddie were true. He became successful overnight and word was spreaded. And that was another moment when lots of his problems started. Eddie realized that someone was following him. He started to feel very strange and had no idea why. Eddie experienced an 18-hour memory loss which he referred to as a time skip. He had no idea what happened in that 18 hours. As all drugs, especially untested, NZT have side effects. He tried to do it all without NZT but he had no chance. Everything he built was almost ruined. His life becomes a hell again. Eddie was shocked when he realized that all NZT users were dead or hospitalized. The guy who follows him, now is chasing him. His ex-wife, who is an ex-NZT consumer, explained to him what he can expect. She became very sick after stopped NZT consumption. She couldn't concentrate on anything longer than 10 minutes. She became slow and almost stupid. Eddie forgot about his debt to Creamy Guy, so his quote-unquote friend came to Eddie for his money and he tried NZT. It was another stack of problems for Eddie. Eddie has to continue with NZT or he will die. Eddie got his dose of NZT at the last moment and he was back in the game again. But now with a different approach. He eliminated alcohol. He ate regularly and started to manufacture his own supplies of NZT. During one of the meetings with another finance tycoon named Atwood, Eddie notes that something strange happens with that guy, but he didn't pay attention to it too much. After Atwood gets into the coma, Eddie recognizes his driver as the guy who was chasing him all over the city. Eddie was shocked when realized that Atwood was run off of NZT, and that was the reason why his driver was chasing him. That makes him think how many successes and meteoric rises in this world are connected with NZT. Eddie wasn't the only one who had it and wanted NZT for himself. He replaced hotel room with a bunker apartment where he feels much safer. Later on that day, he stumbled on his quote-unquote an old friend who blackmailed him and ordered another 20 pills of NZT in a couple of days. His friend was waiting for him. Things started to complicate again at this point because while Eddie was in the police station, his lawyer stole his NZT supplies from his coat secret pocket. Eddie didn't know that until he needed another dose. He realized that Atwood and he have the same lawyer, so he decided to go to them to take his NZT back. But his friend is back. He couldn't call for help because inside his well-protected fortress was no signal. Eddie wanted to end this agony. At the last moment, his human instinct for survival came to the surface, and his foggy mind tried to remember where the last tablet of NZT might be. He desperately tried to find that box while his friend was making his way to the apartment. Eddie slipped and the last hope was gone. But his friend taught him a very valuable lesson. When you inject NZT directly into your bloodstream, it lasts longer and gives better results. Eddie had an idea. He took the knife and waited for his chance. He stabbed his friend because he desperately needed NZT to stay alive, but the last one was in his friend's bloodstream and Eddie must have it. Bingo. Eddie somehow defeats his enemies. "12 months later, Eddie goes to politics, and one day he had a surprising meeting with his greatest donator, but he didn't know who that was. It was his friend, finance tycoon Carl, who is now in the pharmacy business. He came to explain to Eddie that the company that he bought actually created NZT for a long time. They shot down Eddie's laboratory, so he can't create it anymore. Eddie is going to run off of NZT again. Carl blackmails Eddie by saying that now that he will become senator, he will have to do what they told him to do if he wanted to proceed with NZT consumption. But Eddie was one step ahead. He found a way to permanently re-engineer his synapses so he stays brilliant but without using NZT anymore. He is now 50 moves ahead everyone. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to support our future efforts. See you in the next episode. Have a nice day.